We're back. Thanks for listening to Contractor Sense. I'm speaking with ChristyCook, the CEO of Phoenix Masonry. And we're now going to get into, all right, how have you found people? And we talked a little bit about it before the break in terms of the community outreach and the things that you do in the community to get your name known, and the fact that you've been doing it since you've been 16 years old, starting as a basically driving around. But the reality is, let's talk about some ways that we can find the people. And I don't want to put words in your mouth, but I'm probably going to put words in your mouth.
That's all right.
From our conversation before the break, it sounds a lot like you hire more young people than experienced people. Is that correct?
Yes, I would say that's correct. In masonry, it's a highly skilled trade. So, if we're hiring somebody for an entry level position, I am definitely looking for attitude, work ethic, and drive. However, you can't come in and be a journeyman mason if you haven't had the years of training.
So you have your own internal apprenticeship program. But let's assume somebody came in from California, New York, Chicago, whatever, not in Denver, and they're moving to Denver.
Yeah.
What do you look for in that type of a person to potentially hire them if they have the experience?
If they have the experience, one of the biggest things that we look for, again, and I hate to sound redundant, but attitude is paramount. We've had people apply with my company from across the United States. Some of that I attribute to Denver just being a highly desirable place to live, and they're watching Craigslist ads, and when they see an ad come up, they reach out. But I've also seen people who really go the extra mile when they're reaching out to inquire about positions that we might have available, and drafting really well-written emails and showing a lot of interest in the industry. And in those situations, if I can't help them with a position in my company, the beauty of all of the community outreach that I do is that I've built an incredible network of people who are always looking for driven individuals like that. And I can share that resume with countless others and help them find positions that would fit what they're looking for.
Cool. So it sounds like you work on the business just as much as you work in the business.
Yes, I would say that's true. I'm trying to change that ratio a little bit. I'm working towards working on the business more. And really what that comes down to is building the incredible team that I have working for me. I tell them as much as they will listen to me that they are all more important than I am in the company. They're the reason for our success, and treating my employees with that respect and admiration that I have for all of them, I think is really important for our culture.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with you. Okay, so how do we find the kids?
So
they're really kids.
Yeah, they really are. And if you'll just kind of allow me,
sure.
My passion project is Transportation and Construction Girl. And one of the unique things about TCG is that their outreach is starting at young women ages 11 and beyond. And so when you really think about it, so often any kind of career counseling or career coaching, our kids aren't getting that until they reach the second half of high school. And when you can present non-traditional paths to particularly young women when they're younger and before they really start developing this antiquated gender norm of whether construction is appropriate for them or not, what we found is that they get super excited and really interested in working with their hands. And, I've watched so many girls who are learning how to weld or are interested in operating cranes. And if we can get them and get that spark when they're really young, we can help direct them into programs where they're actually becoming the architects of their own life. And realizing that there's really good career opportunities that are sustainable, financially rewarding, and gives them independence free from the constraints of, really intense student loan debt and things like that.
Yeah. I mean, I look at what we can do in our industry and how much more you can earn, let's put it that way,
Yeah.
than getting a English degree and $80,000 in debt in college.
Exactly. And Ruth, one of the most interesting things about the construction industry is that the gender pay gap is almost non-existent. And so when you're looking at averages across the United States where women are making 82 to 84 cents on the dollar as compared to their male counterparts, in construction, women are making between 95 and 99 cents on the dollar as compared to their male counterparts. And so I think that goes a long way in showing that construction is really focused on your abilities, your drive, your ethic, and not your gender.
Yeah. Yeah. And I hadn't thought about that, but you're right. That is a great selling point for our industry because it's pay equity. It
Mhm.
doesn't matter, who you are. It matters more what you know and how you deal with the customer.
Exactly. And isn't that all what we want?
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Agreed. So with that association, you can get more people in there. Do you actually go into the high schools yourselves or do you do it through the association?
I have gone into high schools, based on a program with Transportation and Construction Girl. We visited area high schools and met with the career counselors there and just talked to the young women at those schools. And so that's a really fun thing to get to do because it's exciting when you see that you've changed someone's mind. I remember several years back going into one of our local schools, and the guidance counselor, when she found out that I owned my company, it just came out of her mouth. She's like, I didn't know that a woman could do that. She could own a construction company.
Oh
And
my
I was
gosh.
like, I am here to tell you that not only can we own them, but we can kill it too. We can
Yep.
do it really well.
Yep. The thing that we have done with women in HVACR is we've shown guidance counselors W-2s
Mhm.
with the names, obviously, and social security numbers whited out.
Uh-huh.
And they don't believe it because they're making more than these guidance counselors are making.
Yes, it's so true. And I think that there's a stigma that has been attached to the trades for decades, really. And we've got a lot of work ahead of us to really break that stigma. But I think we're starting to, and some of that is really the messaging when you can look at somebody who's starting their career out and they're able to make $70,000 to $80,000 a year in a relatively low level entry position. And then with training, how much they can expand their earning potential throughout their lives. It's just incredible.
Yep, absolutely. All right, give us the website again and your email address again.
Yes, my website is www.phoenix-masonry.net. And my email is Christy, spelled Christy, at phoenix-masonry.net. I sure look forward to hearing from any of your listeners.
Thanks, Christy, for being with us and sharing.
Thank you, Ruth.
And thanks to all of you for joining us. Choose one thing that you discovered and implement it in your business. These ideas, tactics, and strategies help you make more money, have more free time, and give back. If you like today's program, spread the word. Please review this podcast on any device you're listening to it on. Help a fellow contractor make more money too. For comments or questions, call me at 770-729-0258 or email Ruth King at hvacchannel.tv. Thanks for listening. Have a great and profitable day.